Hello, Aftershoot family. It's Justin here. We'll give everyone a few minutes to join in. I'm super excited for today's live. I'm going to pop on over on my phone on Facebook right now just to make sure that we are live and in the real world so that you know we do, in fact, exist. Which I don't see it in the community, so I may have to share that directly. But if you're tuning in, drop a comment while we wait and kind of let some people join in. Let us know where you're tuning in from, a little bit more about you, that we can have a little chat. And I'm super excited. Hello from YouTube. All right, so we're on YouTube. I know that's working. That's very, very good. Yeah, I am so excited for today's live. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I have somebody here that is been an inspiration to me for a long time. First got to meet him almost 2 years ago. And then I got to see him speak last year, and his presentation last year it immediately made me go, oh, this is hands down the best thing I've ever seen. So it was a super inspiring, amazing presentation. So we're going to go into Facebook right now and just let everyone know that I'm here. And we got another comment. Ron, great to see you again. Awesome to see you as well, Ron. You should come visit me or come say hi. Because Ron's right up in Massachusetts, so just a short jump away. Then I'm just going to share this and we will get started. Okay. All right, I think we're live in a bunch of different places, so we will get this thing off the ground. So again, my name's Justin from Aftershoot. I'm so excited to be here today. I have an incredible guest with us who just launched their Aftershoot profile. His work is absolutely stunning. His person, who he is like just amazing. Like I said, I got to see his presentation last year, and we'll maybe touch base a little bit on it because I really, really like some of the fundamentals that he brought forth with it. But without further ado, I want to introduce the incredible, the amazing Joy Zamora.
Oh my God, what a presentation. Oh my God. Hi, man. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to have you here. Like I said, we met like almost 2 years ago, I think now.
Yeah.
And it was like I just remember like from the day I met you, you're such like a kind, amazing human. You were so warm and welcoming, and I was just happy to be able to hang out with you. And then the more I got to know you and your amazing wife, the more I just fell over with shock at how awesome you are.
Oh my God, that's I can tell that I pay you well to say all those things. Well, it's mutual, it's mutual. Like since I met you and Veronica, I felt something, and I've been in this business for 10 years now, and one thing that I have quite clear is that I want to connect with people that are nice and sweet and that have good intention. And Aftershoot is that for me. It's family now. It's not just a company that I work with, and I'm really proud to speak out loud of Aftershoot everywhere I go. But it's a family, something more for me. So it's mutual. Thank you so much for the presentation. I thought I was going to win an Oscar or something after that,
Yeah,
but yeah,
next time I'll have a trophy for you.
that would be nice.
Cool. So today we're going to talk a lot about your new profile. So
Yeah.
I've been just started using it. I think I made a post in the Facebook group last week. I just kind of really started playing with it, and I absolutely love it. But before we get too far into it, I want to learn a little bit more about you and kind of tell people who you are and what you're all about. So first and foremost, you are joining us from Spain. So thank you for staying up a little bit late tonight to to hit the East Coast and West Coast crowds in the United States. But how did you get started in photography in the first place?
Well, that's actually kind of a crazy story. So it happened because I was studying law and I was terrible. I was really bad. I hate it. And there is something that I love about America, and it's like that philosophy that if you believe you can do something, just do it, just follow your gut. And that was completely what I wasn't doing. I was following a career that I hate. I wasn't myself. So I just moved to Italy for a year just to finish my degree, because in Europe you can do that, like going to a different country and keep studying the degree. And I bought a camera, small camera, bridge camera. It was a weird one. Immediately fell in love by capturing everything around me, like street photography, everything. So I decided to join two contests because there was a little bit of money in each contest, like maybe it was 1,000 euros, which in that time for me was like a lot, a lot. And I won both. And I was like, oh my god, am I good at this? And it's just, I came back to Spain and told my parents, you know what, I think I don't want to do law anymore, I want to do photography. And that was a tough decision, because I didn't know, like I think photography is always hard to think that you're gonna make it, that you're gonna make a living from photography. But it happened. And then I was in Facebook all my time, that in groups of other photographers trying to figure out how other people make a living of this. I remember one afternoon I was alone and I was pretty sad because I couldn't see the path. I couldn't see how to make it work. And then I remember there was a guy in a group that was kind of the same style than me. He looked young, same vibe. And I took action. I text the guy and said, "Hey man, I have like 1,000 euros in my bank account. Do you want to do a wedding photography business?" And he said, "Okay. Like my cousin is getting married like in 2 months, so we have enough time to do a logo, just to put together a small website." And that was the start. That was the start, literally.
That's it. Wow. So you were going to be a lawyer, which is very, very different line of work. You must have the best contracts in the industry, by the way.
Quite
Uh,
good.
but you were going to be a lawyer, and then you ended up just being an amazing photographer, like right out of the box, which is so cool. I mean, to have that natural talent and to be affirmed outside of it. I know, so many of us like pick up our phone or something. That's where we got started. We said, "Oh, I'm gonna like snap a quick photo," and then our friends are commenting like, "Hey, you were really good at this." And then we kind of take it further. But you almost got forced into this. You were just taking pictures because you were having fun, entered
Yeah.
a contest because money's money, and there you are. That's
Yeah, it was
really
fun. It was fun.
that's awesome. Oh man, that's so cool. So you've really grown, obviously, from that time, from walking around doing street photography. You're all the way up. You're top notch wedding photographer throughout Europe. You do incredible work. I just dropped the link for everyone to go check it out. So you took that first wedding and then you kind of compounded on it. Did you like do the first wedding and you were like, all right, this is going to be my future, I'm going to just be a wedding photographer? Or were you just kind of like still finding your way through it all?
Oh, it went pretty intense quite fast, because yeah, I didn't have any other way of making money in that time. And it also just was the coincidence that I came out from the 2008 economy crisis that in Spain lasts forever. It lasts too long. So the market was really bad. And I just pushed myself to the limits. I pushed myself, and when you're doing something that you love, there is no hours, there is no limits. It's just you hustling. And so the first year, my partner and I shoot 75 weddings. The first year, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, which means that we got a lot of work, a lot of experience, a lot of mistakes that thanks the universe, no one complained. But yeah, we were taking everything literally. No matter the amount, the money wasn't a problem for us. The money was just an accessory. But we were like, we just wanted to work. We want to create portfolio, and so we didn't really care about how much money we were making. We wanted the experience. We wanted to know how to become a better photographer. And since we had like 2 or 3 weddings per weekend, we could practice. So we went to every single workshop that we could afford. We will talk to everyone. We will be connecting with people on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. We just became really resourceful so fast.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, the first year going to 75 is like
Yeah.
that's mind-boggling to me. I think my first year I did the one, and then the next year I had like three, and then the next year I had
That's
like
the way to go. That's the
yeah,
way
like
that you should
kind
do
of
it.
build up slow, but that's incredible to be able to walk in. But again, I think it's a testament to your pure talent, your ability
Mm.
to absolutely just walk in and do some incredible things. Which you said something there, and again, we're going to talk more about your profile, but I really wanted to talk a little bit just about this presentation that you showcased last year. And you mentioned one line right there, and you said we kind of got the opportunity to practice and learn and grow more. And I remember in your presentation last year, it was about a Japanese term, right? And it was,
Casey.
and
Yeah.
it just, can you just give us a little tidbit of that? I mean, I know they need to like go to the workshops and classes and to actually get it, but like when you spoke that to me, it resonated so well because I think as photographers, we're always kind of developing and growing and trying to be better, but it's hard to really digest it, right? And
Yeah.
the phrase that you had for that and the Japanese term and like how you described it, it really made it feel real that I could become better as a photographer.
Yeah. So it's basically a concept. I always loved Japanese culture. Like I have been in love since I was a child of the culture, the cartoons, the manga, the anime. I'm such a nerd. And you know when they lose the war, the Second World War, they were destroyed as a country. So they decide, okay, what can we do? The only thing that they knew how to do is to work hard, but they knew that there were so many things to do, like they literally to rebuild the whole country. You know, like if we think about building a company, it's okay, it's hard, it's a lot of things to do, but rebuilding a country seems a little bit harder than that. So they just focus in one small thing. It's a, if we focus in one just small thing every day and we try to do it as good as possible, it doesn't mean perfection. Perfection is not in the equation. No one is going to be perfect. Eventually, through a year after a year after a year, our country is going to be way better. And that really resonates with me because, you know, I never, when people ask me, Joey, what makes you a better photographer? What makes you a better business person? I don't really know. I don't know which part of all the actions that I took was the one that make me become successful. But I can tell you, if you just try to be the best version of yourself and to put the love and the care in every single aspect of your business, in a year time your business is gonna be 100% better because it's just not all the way out. It's impossible that it doesn't happen. So that goes from putting the love in answering a email of an inquiry to actually put the love and the care to try to connect to the couple and just to try to create a better email that you could ever done, to also put the time on learning Aftershoot for a week to say, hey, you know, I just want to put this time. I just want to learn it. I want to know how to do it. I'm gonna gain a lot of time. Just want to do it. I want to do it right. I just want to learn it. So if you do that, it's exponential. Your business change. We have the example of Japan. Like in the 80s, it was the second biggest economy in the world, so close to surpass the US, considering it's half the population or less, which is amazing. So we have the experience that it's just for us to take it. The term is called Kaizen. You can read about it, and it's just, yeah, focus in a small thing, small tasks every day. Don't worry about anything else. If you had too many things, maybe today just improving your Pinterest ability skills. Just do that. Do a good post on Instagram. Do a better SEO post in your website, and that's it. Eventually everything escalate.
And I love that, right? It's such a profound thing to think about, you know, how far a country came after World War II, right? They were decimated, just like you said, and being able to rebuild. But the philosophy that it's not, oh, I'm going to do all the things at once and not do any of them great, and understanding that you're never going to be perfect at any one thing. So having both of those things at play and just understanding if I can do one thing a little bit better today, and another thing a little bit better the next day, and another thing a little bit better the next day, and you can progress continually. And it can be such simple things to your business, right? I mean, how many times do people get stuck on like, you know, Instagram doom scrolling, right? And just like not stopping. but it could be so simple as saying, okay, I was on Instagram for like 2 hours yesterday. What if I just cut it in half? Right. That's even just a step in doing it. What I'll cut it in half and take that 1 extra hour and devote it towards learning a new technique or picking up on something different. And again, knowing that you're never going to be perfect because Japan's still not done rebuilding, right? You're never
Never
done.
finish. Yeah.
You're always evolving and growing as an artist, as a photographer, which brings me to the artist of it all, which is you. So you've created some really unique and beautiful looks inside of Aftershoot. So your profile's just launched. We have Journal and Paris, which are two just awesome profiles, and you took a lot of inspiration from them. Let's start with Journal. That's the color profile. How did you like come up with the concept of it? What inspired that profile?
So it's basically traveling. I would say it's traveling, since I'm a destination wedding photographer. So that means that one weekend, well, this weekend I was in Italy and the light there is beautiful, but specific light is not the same light that I shoot in Costa Rica or in the north of Germany or in Iceland. And I just was really tired to go back home in the computer and edit the color, completely different lights, completely different tones. I was trying to find something that was basically gonna work to all of my troubles, all of my different atmosphere, all my tones. I just couldn't create one color per wedding. It was really stressful, and sometimes it was working really well in a kind of light and really bad in other situations. So I just tried to create the most versatile profile that I could, and that is natural. But still, you see that it's edited. I think we are living now in this moment in the trend, if you can call it so, that way, is to get really natural colors in a way. It's no longer super extreme editing, but I want to feel that there is something out there. And I feel like I use the greens, for example, of that I love from Central America, because I got really inspired by the greens I saw in Costa Rica. And then I have another tones, more oranges from the desert in Morocco. So I was trying to say, okay, I love this tone from the desert in Morocco, so I'm going to add that. So my oranges are going to be this way, and the greens are going to be like Costa Rica. The yellows this way. The blue is like the Mediterranean Ocean that I visit and travel, and I work a lot over there. So just mixing all those colors that resonate with me from different places and putting together in journal to make it work in almost any kind of life situation.
I love it. I mean, really it stinks being a photographer once you've established yourself, because you do really kind of get cornered into a space where that's what your work is expected to be. You've kind of done it, and it's hard to it's not impossible, but it's hard to kind of like, all right, I have to redo my website. I have to start over entirely for this new look. But I think this might be the first time that I've actually thought about doing it after running Journal, because I'm looking at the colors and everything, and I'm like, I love this. It feels so timeless, I think is a really good word for it. It's modern, but it's also something that I would look at, and I would say this is gold standard from a film era. This is gold standard from a digital era. It really encompasses all of it, and really makes it feel like I couldn't point at it, right? I couldn't go, oh, that is a digital photo made to look like film, or that
Yeah.
is a film photo scanned, right? You can't really tell, which I think is such a cool aspect of it. And Paris is assumedly the same, right? I mean, you designed Paris uh from your experience in Paris.
Yeah. Like black and white. Oh my god, black and white was everything for me when I started photography. Like I didn't even edit in color. I didn't care about color, and because as a trying to I want to be a street photographer, I will just study the old street photographer like Cartier-Bresson, and they all shoot in black and white because they didn't even have color. And so for me to get a really really powerful black and white that is timeless, like if you see the photos of, yeah, let's say Cartier-Bresson, which is by far my favorite street photographer, is so powerful, and the black is black and the white is white, and it's not pretending, it's not pretentious, it's just what it is, and it's powerful and it works. And if you see these photos in 200 years from now, they work, and it's just powerful because that's the beauty of black and white. um Cartier-Bresson was French, and I was in Paris, and I was deciding, yeah, I needed a different black and white. I was doing a wedding there, and I wanted something that resonates with the city, with the romanticism of Paris, and the black and white. I just wanted to almost have a color that it was no longer from this time, but from the old times. So I just experiment a little bit till I got a black and white that is powerful. I think it's strong. It's a little bit kind of honorific. It's dreamy in a way. I like to not make it too sharp, too perfect. I just wanted to have something like that atmosphere that is a little bit blurry. And that's what it came out.
It's romantic. I mean, that's
Yeah,
like when I saw it, I was like, oh, this feels like romance in Paris, right? Like you encapsulated the name and everything in a look, which is so hard to do, and it's absolutely incredible. But I want to see some of this. So I know you brought some images and we wanted to kind of show how your profile works and how we do it. I'd love to, I'll pass off control to you. I think, maybe I'll hide
okay,
myself so that they don't have to watch my ugly face while you do it.
perfect.
I think we can get you, getting the screen share down at the bottom there.
Okay,
And then you can kind of show off a little bit of,
let me see. Can I do it? Oh yeah, screen share. This is easy.
we always try
Okay,
and make it easy.
okay. So let's get into it. I just did a wedding, as I mentioned, in Positano. Can you see it?
Yep, absolutely.
So I just it's a selection. It's 71 photos. I you see in black and white because I shoot in black and white. So yeah,
Oh,
that's
so
it.
you're in camera, you're reviewing a black and white image.
Exactly. So I just like it to in that case, it's better for me to do it like that. Oh my god, I have to update apparently. Wait a second.
Don't update. Ugh, we'll
No,
survive.
don't update. Okay, so I'm gonna use first journal, and I'm just gonna leave it like this. Start over standard, blah blah blah. Yeah, perfect. Let's do it. Um, let's do it. I shouldn't take too long. I should have done it before,
So,
but I just wanted to
no,
check
we're
the
doing it
document.
live. I like that even better because we're
Yeah,
really
exactly. So we are gonna say it's no time really. So yeah, these photos are I always shoot in black and white, so you see better all the shapes, all the highlights. I shoot a little bit in color here because I was shooting with the flash, and I just wanted to make sure that the colors were coming out well. So we're gonna go through it, and I'm gonna show you how do I actually edit a little bit. Like when I get it from Aftershoot, I usually take like literally I usually deliver around 1,000 photos to my couple, let's say, more or less. But usually it doesn't take me more than 40 minutes to go through all the photos and just tweak a little bit because I constantly making it better and trying to practice. Sometimes I want to do different things. So, okay, it's done.
that's wow, that was fast.
That was fast. That was
I
fast.
say as if I'm super surprised at how fast it was. I
I
mean, that was quick.
mean, I mean, it is what it is. It's good. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
So okay,
That's cool though. I hear a lot of people talk about, wanting to or shooting in black and white, right? I think that's such a different way to interpret how light works. Because obviously when you're not seeing in color, you're seeing only the light that exists and what parts of the image have light on them. Was that something that you've done all along, or is that something that you transitioned to and you learned?
I've been doing it for like 2 years now, and it's just way better. To be honest, it's like really helpful, and you don't get distracted by the lights. So it just the colors are distracting usually. So I prefer not to get worried about that, but just focusing on what is really important, which is the composition. So that's what I do. So here we have the photo. Okay,
that
good,
is
right?
that is the as soon as I saw the edit pop up from the black and
Yeah,
white, it was such a dramatic.
it just actually this is what I will do. Like that's it. It obviously depend if you want to get a little bit more of if you want to make it look more like in film, I will put the exposure a little bit higher. But usually I'm trying to get something really timeless. So it is quite crazy that I can get this color now right now. It's just so
Color is
easy.
incredible.
And again, here this is shoot with flash as well. So usually I just try to, but honestly, like sometimes it looks like I'm pretending to make it easier than it is, but it's just so easy. It's just so easy. This photo was a little bit hazy because the day was a little bit hazy, but literally took me like, yeah, 2 seconds to actually get the photo in the color that I like. So this is the actual original. Look at that. It's blue.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very blue. And that,
And that's it. Because yeah, since I shoot in black and white, I don't care about white balance neither, you know.
yeah.
And this photo, like again, look, it's blue.
What I,
It's
yeah,
blue.
what I
It's
really
blue on
love
blue.
about what I'm watching, because I actually see it in a different light now. So I think it's really cool how versatile, how much the exposure impacts the look.
Yeah,
Uh,
the
it's
exposure for me
absolutely
is
wild.
everything. It's
Yeah, because
everything.
that was like you can take the exposure, right? So like that's the bright version that Aftershoot spit out. That's what I was using, and I was like, oh my god, this is like incredible. It looks like film, and it does. And but then like just by seeing you drag down the exposure a touch, it gives you so much versatility, right? You can see
Yeah,
it.
it's like if you want to get it more highlight, it's fine. Like it's actually quite trendy now for fashion photography and even wedding photography. But sometimes when I'm explaining people how do I use Aftershoot, they actually don't believe. Like I don't really get into touch anything else really, unless obviously it's a really complicated light. But these photos, it's just if you shoot well in camera, and you don't have to be incredibly special. Everything that you have to touch is the white balance and exposition. That's it. That's it. If you want to add a little bit more contrast, that's okay. But literally, it just you don't have to. And just realize that, for example, in this photo, we have a super uh, strong light here. Like it just really, really strong light, and it's working. And I have the blues in the sea, I have the greens in the mountain, I have every single shade color of the town, and I have the skin tone of this guy. Well, but then the same color goes to indoor, which is this or this, and it works. And it works.
Incredible.
And you shoot with flash straight to the face of the bride, and it works. And if you want to get a more bright, this is a little bit more magazine style. Here probably the only problem would be the makeup of the bride. It was kind of too brown, so I will put down a little bit the temperature and maybe a little bit the highlights. But that's it. It's just
That's crazy.
ridiculous.
That's
It's
such a
ridiculously
That's such
easy.
a simple flow, to be able to get this profile to look so good. I
Look,
mean,
like
it's
honestly, like I don't want to make it look too easy, but come on, this is why we all here.
yeah,
Uh,
no, it's
this
it's
is
definitely
this is the not this is the raw, this is the photo. Like I literally just touch these two things. Like, okay, you want natural color, that's a natural color. If you want to get here, okay, it's a natural color. And we need to understand that the trend now is literally going into this way of editing, which is this not too much. As you can see, the contrast is actually a little bit lower than normal because you want to have more details in the shadows. But that's
wow.
it. It's just so easy. And then again, a strong light situation here, maybe. I mean, in a photo like this, unless you have a Hasselblad or something with that biggest high dynamic range, the sun was here, so I will maybe go a little bit lower. And maybe sometime when I have a photo with the background is so high, so light, I usually underexpose the whole photo a little bit and put up a little bit the shadows. So I had a little bit more information in both sides. But other than that, it's just
Maxim
easy.
maximizing what the maximizing what the camera's capabilities are, which is always a tough one.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but it's just it's
That was
just
easy. You just said
it's
here and here, and we're on to the next one, which is
it's
again
just
the power of
honestly like,
the profile.
and I have to say I love the greens of this preset. I have to say it. It's probably one of the things I'm more proud of, like the greens. And what you see people disappearing, this is AI doing the thing. This is the new thing. Don't take in consideration, but like the greens is so natural. It's really romantic. It's green for so long. The greens were not green anymore. The greens were brown or whatever it is. And here you have a classic, classic profile. Then I obviously shoot intentionally. Like when I shoot, I try to keep balance between tones and colors, but it's just, it's actually, these are the photos that I just upload 30 minutes ago to my Instagram. I didn't even put any more time into editing just because of that. It was like no need, it was literally no need. So as you can see, this is the only thing that I'm touching. You see here the haze. That's because I shoot with the promise filter to make this a little bit more dreamy and gloomy. But that's it. Like, the things that you can use to change more the look is the contrast, the exposition, and the the white balance. Look, the white
Yes.
balance in these photos, for example, it changed completely the vibe. For me, the sweet spot
Yeah.
is over there. And again, that's it.
And that's
You
so
have
cool.
some.
A lot of this, with the profile adjustments. So obviously after shoot, we have profile adjustments. So when you get Joey's profile, you can actually connect it, right? You can go in and use that adjust the profile feature, and you can say, hey, you know what, I love this look and I just want it to be warmer, or
Yeah.
I want the exposure to be down a little bit from what the profile gives, because I like that kind of timeless classical look. Because when we built it, we kind of built it to have that universal fit, right? So we took the style and we adapted it and adjusted it and made it flat. And now seeing you tweak on it, how if you just make it a little brighter or a little bit darker for the exposure, you just tweak either of those, and now you have a completely new look. It's honestly
Look at
mind
that.
boggling to me.
It's
I
just actually
didn't
like
even know.
now editing them, like I just realized I usually tend to put the exposure a little bit lower. But I know so many fine art photographers find way more pleasure in actually doing the opposite. So that's what I mean. I wanted to create something that was versatile, that you could use through the whole wedding, because so many people talk about how they lose the persistence through the whole wedding because they cannot edit with the same color. And I know that's a really hard thing for a lot of people, and I just want to commit it to do it. This is inside with Flash. This is outside with Flash. It literally works in every single situation. Like it works in every single situation. Obviously, if you want this to be a different color, you can do it. But again, you just go here. If you don't want to be so predominant and so blue, you just go lower there. But to be honest, I don't even need to do it. I just don't even need to do it, because it's like literally two tweaks. This is a tip, also a pro tip, editor. I love this. I think this is giving you the film vibe. So basically, this is a normal photo, digital. Now, if you do this, you get to have the film look. That's it. It's as
And
simple
I'm
as that.
sorry, I'm coming nice and close. Apparently, I need glasses. That is
Texture, clarity, the other one.
texture clarity. The other one, dehaze.
The haze, exactly. I love it. I love to use it. I think it's such a powerful tool when used well to make it a little bit more dreamy. Obviously, it has to connect with your style. But if you want to have a little bit more of a film style, you just have to do that and then go into grain and add a little bit of grain, and then you get the whole effect of film photography.
Wow,
And this is
that-
directly shoot to the camera.
you
It's
make it look
super.
so easy.
Yeah, it is easy. It is easy. It's not, I'm not pretending, like, editing for me, it has no secret. Obviously, I do experiment. I like to play with colors. So, for example, in this photo, you can have two things. You can either put the contrast down to get a super dreamy, a super soft, like more of a photography that will be taken with an iPhone, that right now is actually really trendy. So, it's not a bad option. But also you can go like really strong with the contrast to make it look like really digital, like the photo of the flash is really powerful. So you don't really, the amazing thing about this color profile is that you don't have to really worry about touching the HSL and getting crazy here about tones and all that, because that is already been sorted out. The only thing that you had to do is to figure it out about the look that you want to add.
how
to
you
the
want it to
photography.
actually
Yeah,
finally.
to make it more of yourself. It's to make the preset, to make the color more of you, of who you are. So maybe, yeah, you don't like the warm photos, so you go a little bit lower with the white balance, or you want more contrast because that's your style. You're more a contrasty person. That's fine. But literally, you can go through these controls, and that is everything you need. It's as simple as
So
that.
I am honestly just seeing you play with this profile has me kind of rethinking how you can really use these profiles. I mean, these are pretty simple, tools that you have at your hand, just a couple sliders. And again, with the adjust the profile feature, we can adjust that and actually have it correct right off the bat. So if you want that warmer look, you can add a little bit more warmth and it'll still edit it for you, make it a little bit warmer. And then you've taken Joey Zamora's style, you've taken journal and you've made it your own version of journal that maybe is a little bit more filmy or a little bit, less filmy if you want, which is crazy how powerful that is.
It's so easy, and it's just so good. So honestly, I don't know what you did with it. I sent you the color, and you made it amazing, and you made it exactly what it is. So it's just easy. I'm gonna do the same thing right now in the background with the Paris ones. I show you the same
Yeah,
photos in
run
black
it.
and
I'm
white.
gonna, I'm gonna, I did, there's a couple comments, just people saying hi. So I did want to shout them out. So Oliver's, it's from Cologne, Kike from Lima, and Conrad Kopak. Hello, everyone. He finally managed to catch us live. And Rachel Traxler says, hey guys. But this comment here interested me because I don't know anything about this. But Francisco says Team Pro Mist. So you mentioned that you're using a Pro Mist filter.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, the promise is actually something, it's a filter that a lot of directors use in cinema. And what it makes is to make the highlights mostly blurry. Kind of, it gives a touch of personality and texture on the highlight. So it's also good for the skin because it makes it softer and not so sharp. So it's almost like you're shooting and editing the skin of the couple, the person in the photography a little bit. So it's a little bit more dreamy and it's not so sharp. So since I like the look, I always recommend to go to 1.8 because they are different strength. The 1.4 is really strong, so the photo is gonna be like kind of wash out. But the 1.8 for me is the sweet spot. Like it's like okay, it's adding something. And since I am a guy that love to shoot against the light, like I love to have the light behind my subject, behind the characters, it gives me that dreamy look. Or if you're indoors and you have a source of light as a window, it's gonna give you something beautiful. So I do shoot maybe 70% of the wedding with the promise on. And also the good thing is like because I have been shooting with this filter for the last 3 years, when I was doing the preset, the color profile, I was thinking as well about that because sometimes when you use a profile with this filter, the color is not going well because it's like you have a fade in front of the photo. So I was thinking, and that's why now only with the contrast you have the photo sorted out, even though you had a promise on it. So it works for actually every single situation. It works really good with the black and white as well. It just if you are in a boring place, if you don't have a beautiful place location for the shooting, it's gonna give you something else. So it's something that I highly recommend. It's
That's
cool.
very cool. I actually, I believe that when I studied film, they called them beauty filters. I think that was like
Hmm.
the film back in the film days. So now, once you explained it, I was like, oh yeah, like that was something they used to basically. It was a filter so that in camera, it almost looked like they had softer skin, right? It was just like an in camera trick
Exactly. Exactly.
before they were when it was film, you would just put this filter on to essentially make that kind of soft, dreamy skin look, which I think is really, really awesome. And then Pata says hello from the UK. If you are going to be in the UK next week, I will be at the Click Live conference. So you come visit
Oh,
me if you are in the UK. And then shortly after that, I'm going to be in Spain visiting you as well.
I
Uh,
can't wait for that.
gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna put you back on here and we're gonna check out. So what you did, you
Okay.
ran the profile.
I ran the
And
wrong one apparently. I ran the wrong one. Okay, so let's do it again. Let's do it again. We
Did
had
your
this.
journal again?
Yeah, I did it again. A thin journal. So let's do it again. So we have the photos here. Okay, let's go to. Oh no, I used the name of Paris. Maybe I did it wrong. Okay, Justin, you are with me here. So
I'm here. I'll help you troubleshoot. So we're gonna go ahead and click on edit. We're gonna click on
edit,
edit again.
edit again. Okay, and now I need to choose
We're
Paris.
going to we're gonna run it on the journal.
Static Paris. Should we try this one?
No, so we're gonna go to journal
Okay.
because but not that is that the journal you just ran it on?
Journal is colored though.
Yes. Static Paris was the one you
Static
just ran
Paris.
it. Yeah, let's try that one.
It should be this one. Like it should be.
Yeah,
It should be.
let's check it.
Okay. Let's
And
see.
actually, so one of the really cool things, while I still have you here, because you know, we have a lot of cool guests and everything, and you can check that out in the background. Make sure that it was the right one. You might have to run it again because those were the test ones, right? So we were sending you all the test profiles for you to kind of see how it was going and everything.
How they work.
So I'm not sure which one was named which at that point. So, but you know, one of the cool things that we're doing for today on this live is that anyone who subscribes to Aftershoot, so this is for all our new users that want to renew their subscription, they actually can get your profile free of charge. So they're going to be getting Journal to edit with and download, which is again super cool. I know your audience is going to be pumped on it, but if anyone's been on the fence about signing up to try Aftershoot, there's no better time because there is now this amazing, as we can see, incredible color profile that's so versatile that's included with it. So I'm excited to be able to offer that. I mean, like I said, I just started playing with it last week. I mean, I played with the early version a little bit and I said, yeah, this looks good. Let's send it to you. But I just downloaded it officially. I just, last week, and I was like, whoa. I ran it on like five different weddings and all different conditions. And I was like, no matter where I go, it's beautiful. Like one was in March when there was no leaves on the trees here. The other one was from like last week which is May now. So it's like leaves everywhere and the greens on it, no matter what time of year it was, were so perfect. Which again is such a challenge, especially in the United States in the spring, because you get those green like tones that are, we call them like nuclear green, right? They're just like, it's new,
it's proper green. It's green.
Yeah, it hurts to look at, and your profile handled it so well, which was incredible.
Okay, this is taking again the color one.
All right, so run on the next one, and I'll answer a question. I do think, can you try the journal one?
Yeah.
Because I think
If no, I mean, I do have I have the preset on my computer of the Paris. I can show it in case you want to.
All right, cool. Let me grab this question. Is it possible to achieve the same results with Capture One, or is photo editing Lightroom with Aftershoot more advanced than with Capture One? I mainly edit my photos with Capture One because I work with Fujifilm and I have hardly edited any photos with it. That's a great question. So Aftershoot's capabilities, so these profiles, all the profiles in the marketplace right now are limited to Lightroom. We did send out a beta of a Capture One profile. People are starting to test it, give us feedback so we can understand. Capture One's got some hoops that we have to jump through to do some different things. If you were to build your own profile inside of Capture One, you can achieve a lot of the things that we've shown with Lightroom. Not every single feature, because Capture One has a little bit more of a complex system. So we don't have access to the same amount of data to be able to edit everything. But the Capture One profiles, there's definitely some Capture One users who are, head over heels for it. They love it. It does everything they need. And then there's others where like they may be using layers and different things that we're not totally able to adapt to or learn from just yet. But then again, as we start launching these marketplace profiles for Capture One over time, you'll see that as well. So you'll be able to you'll be able to start using some different looks and whatnot within Capture One. But yeah, right now Lightroom is kind of the advantageous one for Aftershoot, just because of the simplicity of the system. So it allowed us to um, apply these edits. Actually, now we apply the edits directly to the photos, so you can open them in Photoshop, Capture One, or sorry, not Capture One, Photoshop, Lightroom Cloud, Lightroom Classic, or Adobe Bridge. So you can open them all up in all of those different platforms um, with the edits applied to them. But Capture One, it's been a long journey with Capture One. We were really excited to be the first ones to put it out there, and we've just been constantly improving and working on the profiles since then. So you will get that that update once we get some feedback on the profile and we make any changes that we need to. Then we'll put the first profile in for you to be able to use for free.
Okay,
So,
so I just edited with the Paris profile that I have in Lightroom
yeah.
because I don't know what's going on. I don't know. At least,
I'll
at
help
least
you,
we can,
I'll help you with
at,
it later.
at least we can show the color and the black and white in this case. It's the same, literally. It's what is based on that. So let me see when you can see it.
Yep, there it is.
So yeah, again, I do everything for the same purpose, which is this. Like this is the only two things I want to do. So see how dramatically this changed. Like I see people that love black and white. Is a little bit more gray in a way. They more shade of gray than really a black and white. But I'm more passionate about this kind of black and white right now. So it's a lot of contrast. And if you see what you're getting is just exactly that contrast between the black and the white. And for me it's everything I need. Like, so literally, since I usually shoot in black and white, I can expose quite well. That's everything that I need. Again, it's just look,
Yeah,
this is
and
this is
and this profile, it's dreamy, right?
it's dreamy.
Like I said, it really embraces that romantic Paris feel. Because I kind of I have two visions of Paris. One is that like romantic, amazing city where it's very soft black and whites, that's misty and dreamy and all of those, those words for it. And then there's like, I also think of like the grungy, gritty side of Paris too, which is like super high contrast and texture and everything.
Yeah.
And so having this here is like this Paris is the more romantic Paris, but it's beautiful. And it's lovely. I just ran it again last week for the first time. I tested some more images on it, and it's so beautiful. It's so
And look
awesome.
what I mean about the promise. It creates this, even though the sunset was there, this really strong highlight is really interesting because also when you use the contrast, it gives you a lot of personality. Like you can decide, okay, I want a more low key black and white, more balanced, more neutral, or I want to add some kind of drama here. And just with this, it's done. Like that's it. Like it's not much that you have to do. Actually, there was a photo here that I was editing before, and I love the contrast because it pump out the black and white. So again, all these profiles are just done to be controlled only by exposure and contrast. You don't have to do anything else. And the look changed completely. Look, you have one black and white here, you have a completely different black and white here. And the only thing that you're touching is contrast and exposure. That's it. It's as simple as that.
That's amazing. And just that power in the pocket is so incredible. So I love the look. I love the profiles. I'm so excited that we have them. I'm so excited that new subscribers are going to be able to dive in and actually be able to download this profile today. I think that this has been incredible. Like, you changed my perspective on the profile, which is amazing. That to me is such a cool function. I mean, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
right now, like as soon as this is done, I'm gonna go run more images through with the profile adjustments, and I'm gonna be like, what if I do
It's just
this? What if I do this?
it's everything there. Like honestly, like yeah, when you're busy again, like why is have to shoot here? Why are we trying to speed up our editing? If I had to scroll down on Lightroom to go through too many different settings, I'm not being productive. And the good thing about Lightroom is like if I only have to touch the top part, which is where appears there all the time, it's just pa pa pa, done. Next one, pa pa pa, next one. So that's why I can edit a wedding of 800 photos to 1,000 photos in 45 minutes. Just to review it and say, okay, because I like to tweak my own profile according to the live situation. That's the whole thing about Aftershoot. I think we had to understand that the beauty of it is, again, coming back to the Japanese art of putting a little bit of love. Is, yeah, let's make it a little bit excellent. We have almost done everything by Aftershoot, but now that excellent touch is going to be done by us, just with these small details, and that's incredible.
I am the type of person who I still go through every image one by one. And even if I don't have to do anything, even if it's perfect, I'm going to still hit my plus key. My plus and minus keys are set to exposure. I will still hit the plus key on exposure, and it goes up 0.05, right? It doesn't make
Now you
any
do
difference
it.
in the image, but I do it because I'm doing it. I'm giving it that input. I'm putting my personal touch. And the more you kind of get used to that, it's still really hard to walk away and say, oh, okay, like AI it nailed it on the head and it's doing my job for me. You want to still have that love and care. You want
Yeah.
to still be involved. And again, for me, I could 100%. I mean, I've debated it before. I'm like, oh, if I hit export, nobody's going to know, right? Like I
Yeah,
could
but
just export the file.
it's our personal journey, and what I would love for people to do is to take my profile and tweak it. I just want them to play with it and to create their own versions. And you know, I love my green, but just play with it in Lightroom, and just keep it learning. And maybe in a year, yeah, you started with a journal or with Paris, but you're gonna get something yours, and you're gonna, like so many people get really stressed out about, I want to have my own color. I want to have my own color. And not everyone knows that process to create, or neither have the time to create your own color. Just take someone else and do it yours. That's it. Like, that's how musicians learn, how painters, they get inspired with someone else and then start tweaking it. And that's the beauty of it. Like, within 1 year, 6 months, you're gonna have a color that is no longer mine, which is yours. And that's what I want people to do, to experiment, to play with it. You have a perfect, really versatile base, then go and play it.
Just two sliders. I mean, like
That's it.
exposure and
Contrast and the haze, if you want to make it a little bit more dreamy, that's it.
you
As
can
simple as that.
literally create an entirely new look with two sliders, which is so cool. Well, Joy, do you have any departing words, any words of wisdom for everyone while we're here?
Well, the only one that I can say is, like, we have been a lot talking about color, but put the time also in the people that you had in front. That's basic. A good color start with a good photo and with a good vibe with the person that you are photographing. So just put the time and the love in every photo that you take. Then the color will come naturally to work aside. That's it.
I love it. Joy, you're incredible. I'm so excited. I saw that a couple people just mentioned that they started following you. I'm so excited for that because you really are. Really, you are an inspiration. Your work is beautiful. That class, like I said, changed how I looked at everything. So I'm so excited. I hope everyone follows along and goes and downloads this profile, gives it a shot, plays with it, share some results with us, and then we're going to see you a lot more. There's tons of events and things happening coming up. I know I'm very excited to see you in just a few weeks. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions about this, drop them in the comments. We'll be getting back to them and answering them. And like I said, go follow Joy Zamora, check out his work, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much.